Hi, beautiful Taurus. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Just realized it looks like it's just a little stick here when there's actually a really beautiful flower behind here, but it's just made this little stick. Welcome back, I want to say, or welcome back to me. Maybe you've been there all along. Please go listen to the thank you video message and you'll understand where I've been if you're interested. I've just been sick and now I'm back. I look still a little bit not like fully recovered and I sound still a little bit not fully recovered, but I promise you that the energy is there and the messages are clear. So we're going to figure this out for you. It's for the month of December. We're going to get 3 initial cards, like the basis for your month. What is going on for Taurus, please? And this is a general read, so it's anything and everything goes. And so, like, just feel what resonates there. Feel what it's about for you. And if you please wish to, I've dropped a lot in subscribers when I've been away, which is fascinating. Please subscribe and like this video if you feel called to do so. Time for a nap. So maybe you're a little bit overworked. Taurus, let's see what's going on for the month of December. What else for Taurus here, please? The fates. The fates. Stars are aligning. 17, there is also immortality, which is really beautiful. And the last card, please. For them, you get 2. 2 on the final position. Wow. That is so cool. We have 51 and 52. So it's like, and it's milk and honey and mending together. It's like when we come together in something, when we heal something, when we, I want to say fix, but it sounds like so practical. Just fix this. But it's like when you come to this mending place, that there's a beautiful, beautiful land of milk and honey to step into. And I love that we have 51 and 52. It describes a process, but it describes that we're also at the very, very end, which we are. It's such a beautiful message that we are in December. It's the last month of the year before we get into the strong power number of 23, the star of the lion, which is about your strength and your power and the like self-realization. And you're at the very, very end, like 51 or 52 weeks, you know, it's 52 weeks in a year. And we're at the very end of that. Coming together, mending something so that we can step into the land of milk and honey. I just love that for you. And I want you to clarify this right away. Getting into the message in the moment. Clarifying time for a nap. Clarifying the fates. Okay. Ooh. Choose wisely underneath time for a nap, and then authority and I probably should show you. Choose wisely underneath time for a nap, and new beginnings and authority underneath the fates. And it's black borders. So it's really powerful energies here. And then we want to clarify the milk and honey and mending. Ooh. It really flew out there, and it's just you're just getting more and more cards. Deception and envy, movement, choices, decisions, third eye chakra, and financial and material changes. I'm going to just put them all down there because it's a lot. Okay, we're starting here with the time for a nap. So this usually comes up when maybe you're a little bit overworked, over analyzing things, overthinking things, being a little bit overwhelmed. So whatever that is for you, is it in a relationship? Is it due to your work situation? I mean, right now, I would not say like this. Like I've been away for almost a month, and you know it's cute for the first or second week, and then you know if I had all the money in the world, it wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter because you would survive without these messages, and I would survive without giving them, and it's fine, you know. But when it starts to sort of take a toll on your finances a little bit, and like, okay, so I have rent to pay here, and like Christmas is coming up, and like all these all these things that I'm supposed to do right now. And you don't need to hear my poor story here, but I'm fixing my teeth at the same time, and that is not cheap. And it's like things started to just really pile up, and I was like starting to get overwhelmed, even though I was doing absolutely nothing. I was doing nothing but just a time just ticking away, and seeing more and more clearly that, if this continues, I don't know what's going to happen, Of course it's going to solve itself out, but I just really started to get a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm just trying to put out there that it doesn't have to be that you're so overworked, like you're doing so much that it's like you can't handle anything more. Because I was literally doing nothing. I was literally doing nothing. I was doing the least amount of movement that I could there for a bit, and I was still so that's why I was so overwhelmed, because I couldn't do more things that I wanted, so whatever this is for you, Taurus, that there's a situation for you right now that is just really stressful. There's something, or it has been, okay, this might be a choice, because we have choose wisely. Sorry, it's because I read choose wisely. This might be a decision. This might be a decision. Like, you're a little bit overwhelmed and you just need to take time out and take your time to really sit with this decision, or sit with, like, what is it that you're going to do? You want something to sort of lock down, or something to, if this is like selling a house, buying a house, working something out, work related, like whatever this is for you, I'm trying to give you like hints of like what it could be. It's like, it's stressing you out a little bit. It's making you overwhelmed. And if you just sort of take a breath and just relax and sit back and just come to your wise place, find that alignment within yourself, and then make a choice. Then meet it, face it head on. Like, it's gonna be so much easier if you just sort of, relax a little bit. It literally says time for a nap. It's time to just, and maybe you just go, well, you try to be in this situation and take a nap. Like, I can't take a nap now. I have to fix this. And thinking that the more you have to fix it, the more engaged you are, the more you just invest in this, and the more you need to sort it out or solve something, actually the more it becomes a thing you need to solve. Rather than taking a step back right now, maybe even change your perspective a little bit, sleep on it, take a nap on it, and just calm the energy down a little bit, and you will be very, very clear in what direction to go in. Coming out here then is like, it must be so helpful, because this is the fate, and it comes with a new beginning and authority. And that is just showing me that it's like there's something that is like you can't really choose wrong. It's like you're called into your fated destiny anyway. You're headed in a direction that you're going to end up there anyway. It's like it doesn't really matter what you pick, or like that this is overwhelming right now. It, like, if there's even a deadline on something, if there's even like, I'm trying to, and I know this is silly to compare it to, because it's probably like nowhere near this, but I'm still going to compare it to it. So I was really always so stressed out in school. School was not my cup of tea. It was for the first 3 years when I was really young. But then when the homework came and it was just, yeah, long story short. Or if it was like something that I would do that I would consider to be fun, I would even consider to be like this is something that I would like to do. But as we moved closer to it, I just became more and more stressed out, and more like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if it's just too much. Maybe I said yes to something that is too much. And then I just tried to put myself on the day after the test that I read up to, or the day after the thing that I was doing. Like the day after, I would have already done it. And there's no way, like, it's going to come up, it's getting closer and closer, it's going to get here, and I'm going to get through it, and it's going to be a time when it's the day after the thing that I did. And that day, I survived. And again, I understand if you say, this is a little bit bigger than a test, or like, well, still put yourself in the energy that if it's like already taken care of. Does that make sense? I'm actually going to read here. So this is a little bit funny. I was going for my glasses because I got to borrow glasses from my dad because I need reading glasses now. And I went to pick them up and they broke. One glass just fell out here, and I think I just have to sit and hold it. Can't wait to get my own glasses. Okay, I'm going to read the fates. I can't hold up the card at the same time. Sorry. Fate and karma. Oh, and now it's a little bit weird because anyway. Fate and karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change and knowing what those things are. The Oracle's message states, the serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in your life that you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with those events in your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. The relationship message states, other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time, that's a harsh one. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view or how they should be so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. Let's see if I can do this. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. I just need to stop there and put that into perspective of what we already got on the table, because we have this time for a nap and this choose wisely. So this might just be for someone that you really, really are in a pickle. I never say that. In a pickle about what, like whether to stay or go. So this might be a love relationship. This might be a business partner. This might even be a friendship. That you're so overwhelmed because you're thinking so much about whether it's good for you to continue this relationship or whether you should end it. And obviously there's a lot of investment there, or you could much more easily just say, I'm done with this. But there's like, if it's a business, maybe you have this business together and it's like you worked on this business together forever and you put so much work into it, so much money, so much energy. And then it's like you come to this place where it's like you sort of feel like maybe it's time to say goodbye. Maybe we're good going off like on our own little adventure here. If this is a love relationship, maybe you have invested in, like maybe you have children together. Maybe you have like a houses even. Maybe even it's a love relationship and you started a business together. Like whatever this is, like there's a huge investment here. Even in a friendship, that there's a big investment, and it's overwhelming you to think about like whether to go or whether to stay. And maybe there's different reasons for why you think you should stay, and there's different reasons why you think you can't go. Because it might not be due to, well, you're not in love with them anymore, but if you go, you don't know how you're going to be okay, like financially. I can't stay here because they're this and this person, but it also makes you like really irritated or sad that they can't change, because it would be so much easier for you if they could just change so that you could stay in the relationship, you know? But that's what's coming up in the message here now, is that it's not about them changing so it will become easier for you to stay in the relationship. This is about fate. This is about, you'll feel in your heart. Like, that's why I'm saying, find a centered place, get into where you feel in alignment with source, and then make a decision. Never make a decision when you feel like down and out, or the most sad, or the most angry, or the most worried, or like stressed out. Find a happy place, find a calm place, find that place where you're in alignment with source first, and from wisdom you will choose. And the thing is that if you feel in the heart of hearts that this is not going anywhere anymore, this is literally not going anywhere anymore, and you couldn't be like I had a person reading the other day, and I was talking to this woman, and she has now developed this cough. She has this cough, and you obviously have no idea who this person is, or I would not say this out loud. She has been coughing now for about a good 5 months, and she's also diagnosed with something like in her lungs. In Swedish it's called KOL. Anywho, and what I was picking up is that it's her husband. I was like, I'm getting husband and I'm getting toxins. And it's like, you literally are breathing in toxins from him to the point where you now have developed a physical disease. It's a physical dis-ease. It's not easy in this. And I don't know how much more you need to be shown that you should not be around this toxic energy. How much more do you need to develop physically before you leave? Before it's okay for you to say, I'm going. And the point is not what she answered or anything. It's just that what does it take for you to make the change you already feel like you need to make? Does that make any sense? It's already faded. You're trying to maybe try to control the situation that you're in. So if that could just work itself out, it would be so much easier for me to just stay and deal with this. But it's not for it to be fixed, and it's not for it to be controlled. And it's even like it said in this serenity prayer. Make sure you know what's controllable, and make sure you know, be brave enough to change the situation that you feel needs changing. And this is faded, so like you're gonna end up in a way, because we have the new beginnings and the authority card there. It's like you're leaving an era, pun intended, behind you and stepping into the new era. You're stepping onto a new scene here. You're like tying up an old chapter. A whole sequence of your life is just coming to an end. This is also you finding your integrity. This is authority, the authority card. It's very much Taurus. And it's you finding that strength and that courage and that confidence inside of you to like stand up for yourself, and however it looks that you will want to leave a situation or change a situation, however that looks. Maybe you're avoiding conflict by all means, like as long as you possibly can, but it's not doing you any good. It's like standing up for yourself, putting down your foot and say, this is what I need. This is what needs to happen right now in order for me to, and it's not about, this is what I need for, like, you need to change that in order for me to be happy. No. This is the unconditioned, like it also said in the message, like in the answer. This is the unconditioned. Like, you don't need anyone to behave in a certain way for you to continue to do what you do. They're behaving in a certain way because they are. And now it's up to you to like, okay, so is that something I want to be around, or is it something that I should leave? If you see clearly they're not changing, they're not coming, how long does one stay? Well, it's faded where you're going. You're stepping onto a new, you are changing. Number 4 is the heart matter, and 0 is like we've come full circle. You tried every in and out. You tried every thing one can possibly try, you come full circle. There's no more exchange of information here. But you won't change anything by hearing this message. You will change it by sitting in meditation, sitting in where you reconnect with source and you find that answer within, where it's loud and clear as a whistle, and then you'll make the wise choice on where to go, on what to do. And if this is a work-related situation, like in changing something specific in a work-related situation, to not rush into that, but to rather just put yourself in alignment, and then clear as a day, you know what to do. I'm going to try to read the final. Prosperity message. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You're being invited to accept what is unreservedly. That is a tough one. That is exactly what I just talked about. That when you sort of sit there, you even have jobs. Like it's not even like I have to go out and find a job. I have to go out and see if I can make something happen that I can make money of. It's literally sitting. When I was this sick, I had all these, I could do these readings for YouTube, and I had all these personal readings just laying there that I continuously had to say, I need to postpone. I'm so sorry, here comes another week and I need to postpone again. And I thought I was going to be back on track, but I am sorry to say I'm going to postpone. So having access to things that you know is going to bring in money, and you just can't do it anyway. You're just sitting there and time just goes by and there's literally nothing you can do, because it's nothing you can do. This is exactly what this is saying. Trusting what is, even if it looks a little bit messy. That is a tough one, because it's like we're so hung up on the physical evidence that things are going to work itself out. So when the physical evidence shows that it's probably not, you have to reach like deep down and like trust that it will. It's even fated that it will. So right now, you're being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation, seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation, and I even talked about my reason for feeling this sick and why I was sick, and coming to like even several realizations during this time that me and my boy was sick. So again, check out the thank you message, if you will. Okay. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Write it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So not only will you survive, you will flourish. Okay? So there's something here changing. You're starting something new. This is almost like a catalyst, putting you into something new because something has challenged you. But know that as you come into your authority, as you stand up for yourself, as you put down your foot, you're stepping onto that new scene, like you're stepping onto a new arena. You're just coming into this new. We're wrapping up an old chapter and moving on into the new. And so then, I love then how we have Mending and Milk and Honey in the same. So 51 and 52, like I said, the 2 final weeks of this year, you really are wrapping it up. And it's like, whatever this has been, whatever this struggle or unprepared thing, whatever had you stressed out, worried, overwhelmed, or like a feeling of I don't know what to choose, like there's a decision here to make and I don't know what to choose. that you're mending the situation. It might not even be that you're mending things with like I said to this person in the personal reading, you know, what is important now is just to get back into the flow, of things with or without your spouse. Is not, I'm going to get back into the flow if if the other person is just sort of on board, if the other person just changes and does this and this and this, I'm going to get into the flow. No. That is not even important. What's important here is that you're mending, like, I'm sorry. You're you're coming to this place where no matter what people around you are doing, no matter what the circumstances are, or what the circumstance is, you trust that it just is what it is. It's easier said than done. I know it's easier. I just tried it and I tried it so many times. It's easier said than done, but like every single time, a little bit more trust just grows. Every single time, it just, you know, you can just look back and say, there's so many situations that you've been in, and every single time it actually has worked out. You're not on the street. You're not like, let's not go into details, but like it literally overall, sorry, have been working out for you. And you need to mend the situation, not with someone else, but with yourself. Coming into that, like closing that internal gap. Just coming into alignment with yourself, and you're stepping into the land of milk and honey. And that's, there you have everything you ever wished for. This is for the month of December. This is coming into the 2 final weeks of the year. So that's the later part of December, coming in around New Year's. That you actually are, just by doing this, just by being pushed maybe into like we tend to be lazy people, and we tend to need quite the situation for us to shift anything. But when the thing that we're living becomes too harsh or too much or too stressful, is when we go, okay, then I'll make the change. But we sort of always need that little push, which is annoying. That we can't just up and go whenever we feel a little calling to do so. Like, we don't have to wait for cough for 5 months. So we don't have to wait for the ship to sink, you know, before we actually make a change. So there's something that has pushed you into this. And the beauty of it is that milk and honey is coming out of it at the end of the day, which is your wishes are coming true. What you've asked for is coming to realization. And we have here, so I get a little bit of, we have deception and envy. So I feel like there's certain people around you. If you decide, it might even be outside people that are looking at you and wanting the same thing, like a little bit envious that, oh my God, you had the guts to walk away from that job, or you had the guts to walk away from that relationship, or like they might even call you like you're crazy for ending this or for doing that or whatever. But in real life, they're just really envious that they can't do the same thing, that they don't have the the courage or the confidence to step forward or move forward with something that they wish to change. This can even be the person, if this is a situation where you feel like you need to leave a relationship, business partner, friendship, lover, whatever, it might be that they're a little bit upset. And they have every right to be. And it doesn't mean that you should change your decision. You should do what you want to do. They have the right to be upset. And you should all just move on with your life anyway. So there might be a little bit upset there in the beginning, but that's okay. You're changing your movement, choices, and decisions. So here it comes again. And we have financial and material changes. Like, there's so much change happening, like a kickstart in the month of December. You're changing every single area of your life. Like, I don't know who you are, Taurus. I almost called you Libra there. And then together with third eye chakra, which is like, listen to your intuition. You probably are heightening your intuition as we speak. because of a stressful situation, you're learning to really, really listen to what is the right thing to do here. This can even highlight or heighten your psychic abilities. You're kicking something off because you need to. This overwhelming, stressful situation has actually kicked your psychic gifts into gear. Like it's just it's almost like a catalyst for a spiritual evolution. And with that comes a lot of change. And so I know it's tough when you don't have the physical evidence of it, but you're going to be fine in every single area. You're going to even open up for other areas that you didn't think even was on the table right now. But once everything snowballs, everything snowballs. That's what I have for you, beautiful Taurus. I hope that's uplifting and inspirational. Again, please subscribe and like the video if you feel called to do so. I really would appreciate it. Happy holidays. We celebrate Hanukkah, Christmas, and Happy New Year's if I don't see you before that. Thank you so much for being here, and take care.